Absolutely.
Again, another good jab. Oh, that's a big shot.
We're in the green trunks, Dawn in the flag. Fighting on the red corner. We're in the red trunks with red trim. She says 5 feet.
Which one are you ready? Which one are you ready? Bam!
Here we go. Jamie Driver in the gray, black, and red trunks. Bianca Daimoni representing her home country of Brazil on her shorts in the Brazilian colors of green, black, and yellow.
Daimoni really not giving a lot of ground, sort of probing right there. Driver trying to figure out a way to close that gap. She probably should be feinting her way in. Is Daimoni not really giving up there? So Daimoni trying to wait and then counter it. You see that, right, Goldie? She's not trying to really press the issue, but she's also not giving ground, you see? So it's up to Driver to figure out how to close that gap.
Overhand right just missed, Paulie.
Yeah, Daimoni's waiting to react. She's waiting for Driver to try to step in wrong and try to catch her. So they'll rush up the Driver to create that deception now.
Jamie is still as dangerous as ever, but she has definitely become more patient and more tactical.
Yeah, and you know what? Daimoni's also being very tactical here. A little bit of a chess match developing. Again, both girls trying to figure out how to cross that line. Neither girl has really been able to do it.
Swing and a miss again. One thing that we have seen showcased, and especially in the Trigon in her BKB debut, is Daimoni has excellent footwork.
Yeah.
Good avoidance.
Yeah, she has a good cognizance, good understanding of her distance. So she's not over moving, she's not overstepping, even defensively or offensively. You know, she goes back into her perch right here. She's not going to overreact on defense either. See right there, just enough of a short move. She's trying to get Driver to overcommit so she can counter her. Driver's just not committing enough right now. But I think she's wary of maybe what might come back as she realizes that Moni's position is good.
Final seconds of a feeling out process in the first 2 minutes. Round number 2. The Red Queen won the welterweight title in the second fight that she had against Sonia Dreiling. Looking for her first welterweight title defense tonight against the Brazilian. Bianca Daimoni told us she waits for the right moment and then commits fully to offense. All elements of her game work together as one system. Here's the clinch. A lot of Muay Thai, a lot of shoot the box for Bianca Daimoni, Paulie. So the clinch might be a draw.
Yeah, and Driver also has a pretty good clinch there. As you saw, they kind of neutralize one another. Also, Driver's very tall, so it's going to be tougher to really drag her
strong.
Down. Yeah. Driver should be using that jab, but I think a couple level changes would also help. And what I mean by level changes, it's a kind of feint where you just drop your knees a little bit, and you do it quickly. And then, you know, maybe you also use that combined with an eye feint where you drop your knees, you look at the stomach, and then you shoot a jab to the head. You know, and it allows you to close the gap in a little bit of deceptive fashion. Because right now, Driver's trying to touch and sort of get a reaction out of Daimoni, but Daimoni's not going to fall in because the deception is not. She's not buying what Driver's selling right now. So it's sort of a chess match as neither is able to close the gap because Daimoni herself is just holding her ground, not trying to close the gap herself. She's shorter and she's not really. She's going to commit to just basically trying to counterpunch Driver. So we're at a stalemate right now, Goldie. Driver's not committing enough, and Daimoni is not going to do anything but wait for her to commit.
Or overcommit as we reach the end of round number 2 of our co-main event of the evening. Round number 3 of this welterweight championship fight. Gray, black, and red for the champion, Jamie Driver. Green, black, yellow, the Brazilian flag on the trunks, and shoot the box represented by the challenger, Bianca Daimoni.
Who is going to break here? Who is going to find that deception? I use that word a lot tonight, Goldie, because one of the biggest assets to a fighter is to be able to close the gap while budgeting that they're taking less risk. You want to closing the gap is always a risk, obviously. But if you go in through the front door, you increase your risk. If you come in deceptively, you diminish the risk while increasing the chances of you landing. Who is going to figure that out? Right now, they're kind of at a stalemate. Neither is going to really try to commit. See, Driver's at least trying to figure out a way to commit. Daimoni's just basically sitting back and saying, I'm just going to counterpunch and that's it. At least Driver's trying to make the fight here. She's just doesn't have the answers. And
That said, this is a very passive Jamie Driver when you compare this to her other performances.
Well,
is that respect?
Yeah. Daimoni's not breaking position. You know, you commit when you get somebody to break position, but in order to get Daimoni to break position, Daimoni's an experienced veteran. She's not going to break position without deception. So you're going to have to be deceptive in order to get Daimoni to break position. And once somebody breaks position, then it's easier to hit them because now they're all over the place. Daimoni doesn't break position, therefore Driver's recognizing that she's not committing. But in order to make a person like Daimoni break position, you've got to be more creative. It's not just going to work maybe like some of her other opponents. Daimoni has an understanding of that position game. The other problem with Daimoni is that she's not trying to close the gap herself. She's just waiting for Driver to make a mistake. And so neither is really making that commitment enough. Hand injury to Driver, Goldie, that from what I saw in the corner with Derek Santos and Jamie Driver's corner. And that might be from maybe one of those overhand shots she tried to land on top of the head, because again, Daimoni's not giving her a lot of openings and she's partially blocking, and so when Driver has maybe committed with the right hand, maybe there was something that misfired and landed on top of the head or something.
And in bare knuckle, Paulie, there are times the top of the head wins over the fist.
Oh yeah,
right?
Most of the time.
Most of the time, exactly.
That's one credence you want to avoid.
Yeah. You don't like getting hit there, but it's a bad spot offensively to aim for or land on, even if you're aiming for something differently.
Yeah. But also, you know, some of it is on Daimoni too, Goldie. You know, Daimoni's got a great sense of position. She's understanding, but she's basically stalemating the fight. She's also not trying to go win it either. You know, I feel like Jamie's trying to go win it. She just can't figure out the answers. And so she's sort of playing it safe, but she's attempting to get Daimoni to break position. Daimoni is just, there's she came in with a hook. But Daimoni's just waiting a lot, you know, and she's totally content with, hey, if either Driver's going to overcommit or that's it. We're just going to wait and stare at each other. I haven't seen a lot of commitment on the part of Daimoni at all, or at least attempts at commitment. Because at least, even though Driver's not committing, there's at least attempts at committing. There she gave a little bit of a subtle level change there, try to shoot a jab off it.
30 seconds on the clock here in round number 4. This could become a 4-minute sprint to the World Championship belt.
The crowd's booing, and you know what? They're not really into these kind of tactics. They want action. They've been spoiled by all the trying on action.
For the bell.
Goldie, you know, something to keep in mind. There might be the old adage, you got to take the belt from the champion. Is Daimoni doing enough?
Not at this point.
You know, it's close. I can't really tell them apart every round because nobody's really getting the better of anybody in each round. You could score, nice hook there by Driver. You know, it's like not a lot separating them each and every round. So in a fight like that, can you really change it? Can the title really change hands?
And powerful partner, I was thinking about that even earlier in the fight, because if it does go the distance, you really do have to take that belt.
Yeah, at least
that's conventional wisdom,
at least
right?
That's the
or
old
at least
saying.
what we've seen in the last 800 years.
Except for when I fought Adrian Broner. They didn't take the belt from me. They just stole it from me.
There you go.
But other than that, that's the typical, stereotype is you got to go make a little bit more effort to go get the belt and then beat the champion convincingly. Right now, it's been such a stalemate, such a chess match, that if the fight continues like this for the next round and a half, can the title really change hands, regardless of who you think won? Because it's up in the air every single round. It could go either way, but the title fight here. And Daimoni's fight is the one fighting, to me, more negatively. Nice little check hook landed by Daimoni. She's not really going to try to get the belt. She's like, I'll take it if Driver makes a mistake. Otherwise, I'll continue to make this a stalemate.
Trying to really look at that right hand of Jamie Driver.
Yeah, it seems like Driver hurt her right
Yeah.
and that's what they were saying in the corner as well. And she's not throwing it a lot. I can't really see how swollen it might be or not be.
Yeah.
But again, it could be one of those shots that she tried on the top of the head or something. You know?
She's fighting this round one-handed.
Yeah. Oh, even the last round, I noticed it. And she's got a good educated lead hand. She's got good height, so she knows how to use range. She's stepping in and out of range. Also, it helps that Daimoni doesn't really commit a lot. So, again, it's more of a stalemate and more booze, Golden. Let's see if somebody takes it in this round.
Bad hand. Can't find her. Doesn't matter right now. 2 minutes left. The belt is still wide open.
I'll tell you
or
what.
at least open.
I'll tell you what. Because Daimoni doesn't commit a lot, and Driver also can't really figure out a way to commit. Maybe it's the hand, maybe it's something else. It was even early on before she hurt the hand, she wasn't really committing. But either way, you protect your height against a person who's not committing. You can win the fight with a jab.
Right.
This is the kind of fight that Driver can win with the jab because you have a Daimoni who's waiting for her to overcommit. When you just jab, you're not going to overcommit ever, and you can actually score and control the battle. So now she's feinting nicely. Daimoni's not going to commit, so Driver can actually win this round here with just a jab, win this fight with just a jab, as long as she's protecting herself defensively, and which Daimoni's not going to really commit a lot defensively. Offensively, she tried there though, Goldie, but nothing landed.
1 minute remains. Women's welterweight belt on the line. Daimoni comes in.
Also, Goldie, another thing, when you box so well one-handed, and I got this experience as well, not to toot my own horn, the opposition doesn't really recognize it. And Driver's flowing so smoothly right now that I bet you the opponent doesn't realize she's only fighting one-handed.
And look at that, much to your point, boom, 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 all jabs.
Yep. And then you feinting, it can be a lead hand exhibition, nice little check hook there. And again, now you're gonna force Daimoni to really, really commit.
20 seconds.
And the jab has done a good job this round. This is Driver, most action we've seen, and really Driver's done it with just the jab.
Absolutely.
Again, another good jab. Oh, that's a big
No,
shot.
I was gonna say, a knockdown could change everything. A knockdown could change everything.
That could change
Ready to go?
everything. In a fight where everything is on.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 full championship rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard for the official decision. Judges Richard Green Jr. and Lorenzo Toledo see it 58-55, while Judge Mark Streisand sees it 57-56, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, and still the BKB welterweight champion of the world,